Welcome to 2019 GameDev Meetup, the first one. Haven't seen you since last year, though. Okay, without further ado, the first speaker is Jānis Skuja, and he will talk about Global GameDev 2019. Applause, please.
So yeah, this year I'm one of the organizers, the main organizer of Global Game Jam, Riga. And yeah, I will just tell you about what is a game jam, and well, you will see. So yeah, so a game jam is event where okay, sorry, now you can see, cool. Yeah, so a global game jam is an event where, for example, for musicians, a jam is whenever like random people with random instruments come together, and then they just jam, create something unique, something fun, and they don't do it like because they're stressed and want to make music. They just do it because they can and it's fun. So a game jam is basically the same thing. You come together and create games that are fun, and well, well, and then there's a global game jam. Global game jam is a hackathon, 48-hour hackathon. Like it's 3 days almost, 2 days. Anyway, there are no prizes. There are people just come together and create games for fun. It's the world's largest game jam, and it's actually in like right now it has 700 sites. This is live status. I took the screenshot this morning. Maybe now there are like more jammers, and it's the world's biggest game jam because there is a Guinness World Record. And also last year I think Egypt had the biggest jam on like a single location. Imagine 2,000 people like in a single location creating games. It's crazy. And well, and there's someone like better who can tell you about what is a game jam, and this is this video which I will not play because you need to watch it. There will be a lot of links in this presentation. I will upload this presentation later in social media, so everybody can watch everything that's there. I don't want like this to be too long, you know. Okay, so I will tell you now about the main rules of the global game jam. There are some rules, I think 4. So the main rule is at the start of the game jam, you receive a theme. This theme is secret theme. You must tell no one in the social media until the second day on like 6 in the morning, because there are physical locations around the whole world. They will start Friday, but like they're in different time zones. So we all need to wait for Hawaii to start. They're like very slow, I guess. Yeah. So also you must be 18 or older to participate. More specifically, if you're not 18, you need some guardian, some legal guardian with you. I guess I don't know. Maybe someone wants to take his younger brother or sister with him. But I mean, I'm all for it. Yeah, and then maybe the legal things might be a bit boring, but you need to read them. It's not like big page. It's like, I don't know, 2 minutes, 5 minutes of reading material. It basically covers that how they use your data. Basically, if you don't opt in for newsletters or anything, they just won't send you anything. And also, it covers the things like Creative Commons licenses, because every game that you publish in the global game jam page will be under the Creative Commons license. And what that, well, there's a 4th rule, I forgot to do it. Be nice to each other. And this is maybe not a rule, but you know, everybody there is to have fun and be respectful of that. Be helpful for each other, like, and also be respectful to yourself. Have some rest. It's 48 hours. Like, drink some water, go to sleep. You don't need to be stressed. You don't have to make the biggest, like, awesomest game ever. You know, it's just for fun. Yeah. And yeah, Creative Commons and royalty-free licenses. I included this slide because Well, nowadays with all the copyright issues, it's like really important to have the right licenses. And in Global Game Jam, if you will use like any other third-party assets, they will have to be like one of these. So what are the difference between those? Well, basically Creative Commons means that you can use the assets, but you must always attribute the creator of it. Like you must give some kind of credit where you got it from, who created it, and sometimes also you must share alike. Sometimes, like if the asset is a Creative Commons license, your project also needs to be a Creative Commons license. And then there's royalty-free assets. Royalty-free assets are like a bit freer than Creative Commons. That means you can use this asset however you like, but you cannot sell it as is. That's also an important thing. And then there's public domain assets, which I most like. Like I think the most popular thing that is public domain is a Walking Dead movie in YouTube. You just can download it and use it in your game and sell it, whatever. So that's the thing. So I will take some time to talk about resources. And there are like a lot of lists of resources, a lot of like just Google it, and I mean there are tons of Creative Commons, public domain, like tons of resources everywhere. If you just look for them, I included these lists. The number one list is most important here because it's the official Global Game Jam list. They have like things. For example, this year the Global Game Jam, one of the Global Game Jam sponsors is Unreal Engine. So during the Game Jam, they will have really cool assets available in their asset store. Or for example, Game Maker Studio will be available for free during the Game Jam. So that's a thing like you need to maybe follow. And I also included this thread about board games because this year I also want to make a board game, and I found it really interesting to have some helpful tips and tricks about board games there. You should also definitely check it out. And well, other than that, let's move on to engines. These are not all the engines, there are like so many. But these are the engines I think I have participated in Global Game Jam for 4 years. So in my opinion, these engines are the most commonly used and most like maybe newbie friendly. But that said, for example, Unity 3D Unreal Engine, it's used by professionals worldwide. Like everyone uses them. I mean, just go to the sites and see it. They're amazing engines. The next one is Godot engine. I really like the Godot engine because I downloaded it. It's only like 20 megabytes zipped and like 14 megabytes unzipped, and it does these amazing things. It's open source. It does 3D, 2D graphics, and just really easy to use. And like the document they have like on the site, they have like basically this large tutorial that covers everything. So I really, if you want to take something new, use Godot, right? That's a cool engine. So the next thing is Twine. Twine, well, I think it's more of a tool, not an engine, but still, it's a text-based engine. If you want to create, I don't know, choose your own adventure games, a lot of people use Twine for prototyping, I don't know, visual novels or stuff. So yeah, and well, I won't tell you everything about other engines, but if you want to make a visual novel, I actually recommend RPG Maker. It's a great thing. So yeah, the tools. So these are free tools. I didn't include Adobe, Photoshop, everything. If you are a newbie, just want to download something, download these. These will just, well, that's for everything. And the tool I like the most here is this BFXR. It just generates 8-bit sounds and like sounds really cool. I really like it, and it's also very small. So yeah, the next thing is icons and fonts. I think this is very important. I found this site gameicons.net. It has over 3,000 icons for free. This is like example of those icons there. It's under Creative Commons license, so if you use them, you need to attribute them. But like it's available in I think vector graphics. Yeah, you can change them whatever you want. And also, I included Google fonts. Those fonts are usually used for web, but I looked at them; they're just amazing fonts. And like, I don't know if you need any more fonts. Yeah, and these are I actually asked the Global Game Jam organizers about where they get the assets usually. So I got this list. So the devassets.com, they have really good quality 3D models there. If you're doing a first-person shooter or something, you can just take the gun from it. It's like just amazing. And then there's also in the dev assets there are like this 2D megapad. So that's the thing. And also I included here Unsplash. Unsplash is a site where there are just photography. I included this because I watched a presentation where this guy, he used Unsplash photos to create a prototype for a board game. So I think it's like a really good site. You don't have to actually contribute like attribute if you use photos from there, which just take them. But then again, you know, the giving credit is nice. I always give credit when I can. Yeah, and well, sound. I think most of you know these sites, but I want to point out the SoundSnap. SoundSnap is a site where people, like from professional people who work in game industry, they put on really high quality sound effects and music there. And during the game jam, they will have a big sound effects pack for free. Yeah. And yeah, I have a little bit of note on board games because I want to make one. I highly recommend to read the first guide from 5 Global Game Jam. They go in detail how do you make the board game, like what do you start with, etc. Yeah. Okay. And don't forget about diversifiers. I always, when I start the game jam, I always find out about diversifiers when I created the game. So diversifiers are these fun things where you can like, I mean, just encourage yourself to create something different. I think. Just look at these. These are from last year. I think those are funny. Most of all, I like. I think the beatbox. All sounds need to be made by you. Yeah. So let's talk about finally about Global Game Jam Riga. I'm sorry it took this long. Yeah, the cool poster. Okay. Anyway, so the sponsors this year are Game Insight. Without them, I think we couldn't do anything. They're our main sponsor. They sponsor everything. They're awesome. And yeah, of course, they're us. We sponsor our time. Maybe some of us sponsor our money. Yeah. Also, STP, they agreed to give us pizza. Yeah. And Red Bull. You know what Red Bull uses. They give us wind. Yeah. So I also looked at the past jams. You can actually still play most of the games from the past. It's like if you want to have like some nostalgia trip, just go play them. They're still pretty cool. And I mean, I will post this presentation later on social media so you all can click through it and play those games. I played some of from 2013. I think I like the one that's in the dungeon and you're like this knight from Crusader Knights or something. Anyway, just play those games, check those out. If you want some inspiration, how previous jammers handle the team. Yeah. So this year we will have the Global Game Jam at Triseba H206. It's at Durbasil 4. So these are the 2 auditory rooms we will have. It like I don't know, one of them looks small, but the other one is like pretty big. It can hold I think up to 90 people. And besides this, we will also have a cafeteria where you can brew coffee. I think there's also a microwave, but I don't know if it works or not. I think it works. Yeah, and also there will be a one room dedicated for people who want to just rest and sleep. Yeah, and this is the schedule. We will start like maybe if you've been here there previously, you will know the schedule. It hasn't changed at all. We will start by registering the opening ceremony. In the opening ceremony, we will announce the theme, which you must never tell anybody to get to the second day. The thing that I don't know if the new thing actually for me is I also will be streaming during the second day and third day. So I would really appreciate you guys if you show up for the game showcase. Usually people are like everywhere. I really want to see what you made or haven't made, or what you are thinking of but making in the second day. So really, that will be cool to show the world what Latvian game developers are up to. Yeah. And what should you bring? I mean, if you will stay for the night, bring sleeping bags. I mean, you want to sleep in comfort. Or I think what I want to say here though is you're not tied to the place. You can come and go wherever. Like, for example, if you want your beauty sleep, go home, take your beauty sleep, and come back the next day. I highly suggest that you are present during the days. Because most people then are the most active, and it's like I think we are as the developers, we want to communicate our thoughts and have fun together, right? Okay, Ethernet cables, power cords, extenders, music instruments, whatever makes you comfortable, whatever makes you. I mean, bring your teddy bear, really. Yeah, and this is how to register. Go to globalgamejam.org, and this site. You can find the register site there. It's very easy, as you see, only 4 steps. So do it now, please. Yeah, and wait, there's more. Okay, so check out the Facebook event. I post updates there about the Global Game Jam. I post what it is, newbies. I will post this presentation there. And another important thing is Discord. This is official Global Game Jam Discord channel. There are people there from all around the globe. I highly, highly recommend you to go join this Discord server, introduce yourselves, and talk to people. For example, I have, as an organizer, I have talked to Italians, Russians, like everybody. It's really awesome. Go join the Discord server, please. Okay, other than that, I think it's all finally. Thank you.
Is there any questions?
Will there be Wi-Fi?
Yes, there will be Wi-Fi. I will need to check how quality it is. I know past jams there has been a large problem with the internet because there are so many jammers using the same Wi-Fi. So, well, I will ask my company where I work for Wi-Fi improvements. I don't know if they will lend me or not. We'll see.
Can we bring our own Ethernet cables and routers?
Yes, please do.
Can you bring your own engine?
Yes, of course. You can use anything. You can use pen and paper if you want. I forgot to mention this. This is not a video game jam. This is game jam. It means you can create any kind of game you want. It means even hide and seek,
Even board games?
even board games, even everything.
Last year when they made a board game?
Yeah.
No, that no.
No, I can talk about that one. Okay. So I just wanted to add that in tools, art tools, you forgot Krita. Basically, a lot of artists use it in professional capacity. It has a powerful brush engine. It has animation tools. It has vector tools. So if you want something professional to make your art on, it's Krita for free.
Yeah. Cool.
Krita.
Yeah. This is not complete list by any means. This is the list that I usually use. So if you have suggestions for other people, please share. The Global Game Jam is about sharing and collaboration.
There is a really long list of tools also by Game Jam organizers.
Yeah.
I guess,
Here, the first one.
yeah, it's like there are thousands of tools, I guess. So, yeah.
I check that out.
Is there any more questions?
Yeah, sorry. Is the presentation available online?
It will be.
Okay. where can you get it?
You can get it at the Facebook event that I will. I don't have a numpad. You know, here. I will share it at this event. This you can scan the QR code now.
Okay.
Yeah.
More questions?
If I am making something digital, do I have to worry about something being platform specific, or is that not a problem?
I think no, you don't. You have free to experiment. Like actually be like encouraged to experiment. Try something new. You don't have to create a masterpiece. You have to have. I think go there to have fun, basically. Whatever fun means to you.
Yeah, there's no competition. So I think this will be it for this presentation. Applause again to Jānis.
Excuse me? I have one last question. What kind of engine did you use when you participated in game jams?
I used Unity 3D.
Wait a second. I need next speaker to the stage to set things up. Come.
Okay. Is there
So, while our next speaker will set up, I will introduce him. His name is Jurģis Strods, right? Yeah? Applauses? And he will talk about, I think, game security breach and its level editor.
Hello, my name is Jurģis. I'm from Soaphog, Latvian game developers from Rezekne. And this is actually my first time here, so it's awesome. Anyway, we just released our second game on Steam, Security Breach. It's a 3D tower defense game. And one of the things we wanted to add is level editor. And you might have been interested, why level editor? So basically, it gives your game longer lives. The issue with modern market is that people don't just want to take a game, play it, and move on. They actually want to play them for a longer time. They want to return to the games. And level editor gives us option for community to create their own levels, and it increases the game's longevity. And also you can build community around the level editor, because if the game is successful and people like it, there's going to be some part of the communities that will want to create levels, that will want to share their ideas how a level should be built with the tools available. And like it's more about checkmark, but it's an extra feature. And features are good for a game if you want to sell something. You can just list it, because that. And we had an extremely easy access to implement those tools, because we are pretty much using the same tool set that we are giving players. And our core principles for the level editor was ease of use. You can create the best level editor, but if it's complicated or extremely hard to understand at first glance, a lot of people will just bounce off. They won't even try it out or won't try to learn about it. Next was for those tools to be powerful enough so you can be creative. It's not like, okay, I can just add like 3 features to an existing level and that's my level. Nobody wants that. They want to showcase their creativity in a game. And community integration. That's more simple. We use Steam Workshop, so they can upload, they can rate those levels, they can subscribe to them. And so this is the first slide about UI. We are offering blocks because our game is structured on a block base. We have decorations and utility, spawn points, endpoints, and those dots down there in our games, there's the features that enemies don't just walk on one pathway. They can jump up, they can walk on the walls, and those are not mesh link tools. So here you see like our first level, it's like builds the same tools, and this is how it looks if you just load it up. You can even change it, you can add your own stuff. This spawn point, and there's the endpoint. And then to a little bit later level, but you can toggle in water to see if your level is high enough. Also, we are giving free access to create your own waves. You can create a spawn. You can choose multiple spawn points. You can create delay between spawns. You can create. You can choose your own units or amount of the enemies, and I don't know from top of the head, but you can like get like 25 waves if you want. It's an option. Maybe more. I don't know. I'm not a developer. I'm like the marketing guy that talks. Also, we participated in European Code Week in a Residence Technologies Academia. And these are the levels that people that aren't gamers, that don't really know the tools, created in 1 hour. We showcase the tools, we like gave quick tutorial and help them out in the process. But these are their created levels in less than an hour. So it's pretty easy to create if you understand the core principles. So I want to show that, well, we are in early access right now. We haven't implemented a complete tutorial. So we created our own, so we decided to create at least guidelines so they can learn for the future, see the features that aren't added at the right, like you can see the main menu, and you can choose your own type. It's a classical or resource defense, or the enemies are trying to destroy a particular object and you have to defend them. They can be multiple. And just basic UI explanation. Then you can see spawn points, endpoints, wave base. You can add your own description, starting goal, dialogue. If that's something you are interested, you can add dialogue to the level. And there's like some of the things you need to know. Enemies, regular enemies that can't jump, they need to take stairs. So you can, they are more set path. Because we can in our game you can also block the pathway, and if the AI can find a different pathway, it will go around. And if you're just building up and using stairs, it's going to be more set, more linear. And there you can see units that can jump that now mesh is linked with those red dots or balls, however you want to call. And this is how units that are walking on balls are linked. You can see there. And then that's a little bit about publishing level, how it works, and for complete newbies. And then we also created just a simple trailer showcasing how it works. It's less than a minute. We have just made it for impossible because nobody wants to see like 8-minute level. It's like extremely simple level. Next one will be more focused on like verticality, that the enemies can walk on a wall. And then there's going to be levels we created in the game. This is the first one. Second, don't know from the top of my head which one is this or this. And then things we are trying to think about future. If people like it, we can create contests. Like we will say, we want to see what kind of tower you can create. This tool set, just an example, and we maybe can give some rewards and like what's a better way to do that? like, I don't know, Steam wallet, or like we're gonna give you a shout out so we can promote your created level, like showcasing. And in time we can also start thinking if there somebody that creates an awesome levels, like multiple, we maybe can make a cooperation, like we're gonna do an add-on or DLC pack with your created levels. We can integrate and work with community in that aspect. And that's about it. Mine's shorter, but I didn't really know what to expect and how hard should I prepare. So if there's any questions, feel free to ask. Microphone.
So, any questions?
There were hands.
Thank you. Just maybe for some of the people who might not be familiar with the game, can you quickly explain like what is the game about and what happens in there?
It's a 3D tower defense game, like I said, and the general idea is that aquators, those are fish people, are decided to attack peaceful bird people and steal their resources. And your goal is to defend your kingdom, Somalia archipelago.
All right, sounds cool.
Is all levels based on sea, or is there like a jungle version of it?
There are like slight biome variations, but it's more like Mediterranean tropical. It's not like ice level. It's based all around islands, because it's you're defending an archipelago. It's a archipelago is how it's called, like bunch of islands.
Are there volcanoes?
Sorry. Please do with microphone.
Are there volcanoes?
Not currently, but it's early access on only 15 levels out of planned 25 are like built in the game.
How much is the game?
It's $10.
And do you reward the players for creating and accepting the map?
Currently, we just released. It was pretty bad release window because we released 3 days before Steam sale. And we are now focusing more on building the player base, and then we're gonna like work more with the players that want to create levels.
How big is the focus on the community, and how big is it on the game itself, like the depth of the game? How many percent do you think is it done currently?
Like how much the game's done?
Yeah.
I would say about 80% it's done, because the logic, the programming, the AI, it's pretty much done, but we want to add some more islands, couple more, like 1 unit and some 2 to 3 towers. But like the main core of the game is already done.
And is this the first game that you guys have on Greenlight?
No, our first game was Red Rock. It was it's like a tabletop RPG.
But they were both on Greenlight.
No, this one was self-published. Greenlight wasn't a thing. It's already passed.
But is Greenlight useful for you? Has it been very?
It doesn't work on Steam. Steam isn't using Greenlight anymore.
Oh,
Yeah, you just pay like $100 and you can publish a game.
Maybe you mentioned it, but are you using something similar right now to create your main content? Like,
Yes,
I guess you need like additional scripting events, so some extra menus probably are
Yeah,
there.
but it's really close to what we are using. We wanted to give as much possibilities for other people to create their own levels.
Is there a limitation of the size of the map?
Yes, there is. What I didn't say, currently, maybe we'll change, but our camera is focused on one point. You can rotate it, you can zoom in, but you can't move it. So you can't just blob out or build extremely high. In a current build, you can theoretically build high up. We haven't set a limit, but you won't be able to see it.
Any more questions? No, 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 real? Okay, then applause, please. So, this is it for our speakers, but the big thing always with news announcements and the game. Applause, please. Thank you.
No, don't show me. Yeah, what's happening? So close.
Oh, yeah. Hello, I'm Jānis, and I'll tell you about next events, and then we will have some fun. So, on the 12th of January, we are having a WinterCon. If you really want to show your game, you can still send me an email on info@gamedev.lv. So there are 3 spots. There is 1 spot free still. So yeah, WinterCon is a event for geeks. It's on Saturday, and it's at BT1. It will be a cool event, and it's a cool place to show your game and test it. And then we are having a global game jam that you heard already about. And on the 25th of January and then the 13th of February, the GameDev Meetup 69 will be the Game of the Year Awards. So yeah, follow the news on our Facebook page and at our GameDev.lv site. There will be more information about the location and the nominees and everything.
And Twitter too.
Yeah. So that was it about the news, and let's start. These will be 2 pretty easy ones, so just be really quick and you'll get a beer. So 2 games, 2 beers. And let's start. 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, the rules. Let's start with the rules. You will see a picture. Whatever game comes into your mind, just shout it out, and if you will be the first, you get the beer. So 3, 2, 1, go.
The Division.
The full name.
Rainbow Six Division.
Tom Clancy's The Division.
Yes, yes. Okay, because you all shouted out the division, then I decided let's do it with the full name. And the next one, yeah, so it's the division. And the second game. 3, 2, 1.
Tropical.
Yeah, who said tropical?
Sorry.
You? Okay. Well, so it's tropical, it's tropical zone, and so yeah, the Tropical 6 is coming out this year, and also the Division 2 is coming out. So yeah, 2 beers for you, and thank you all. Thank you for coming, and see you in the Game of the Year Awards. See you.